Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, 22nd of May, and we're calling this Super Friday. Today is about feeling super, well, really better about yourself. Yes, I know I was speaking to one of the ladies last night, lovely lady Barbara, who suggested that I put on a t-shirt with the Superwoman t-shirt and maybe make a big S. Sadly, I never got round to that, so you're just stuck with me with it's not quite my old clays, but just a different colour today. It's green. Hi, Barbara. So I never got round to doing the big S. Anyway, you can just imagine that I'm Superwoman today, as you all are. So you've got to be thinking about that you're going to be fabulous. It's been a really difficult month, I think, the whole lockdown situation, and we're needing just a wee bit of sort of upbeat and thinking, we need to think better of ourselves. So I know it is something that we don't do. We don't think we're super, we don't think we're better, and we probably think that we shouldn't think like that. But you need to feel like that, because feeling that actually makes you feel better. When you make yourself feel better about yourself, your overall well-being is better. Now, I know you can't be positive all the time. That's ridiculous, and it's okay to be not okay. And there's been many times during this month of May, and probably throughout the year as well, that I'm not okay. I just say to myself, that's okay. And you pick yourself up and think, right, we just start again, a new day. This is because some days are better than others. And when you're faced with a bad day, you'll not just feel down, but in fact, you'll take it out on yourself and you'll be hard on yourself. So it's on these days when you're feeling hard about yourself that you should really be bringing back into your mind. Hopefully by now they're a good habit, but bringing back in like my ABC and any other tips that you can find. Scientific research actually has identified that there's a significant link between how you feel about yourself and your overall well-being. When you feel down or you're insecure about yourself, then it can actually lead to ill health. So if you have a positive outlook and you embrace life, then you're more likely to feel happy and healthy. It's just really is a fact. I have seen it from a friend actually who she did pass away with cancer, but I know she was given quite a short time to live, and she just had such a positive, happy outlook on life. And she even said herself, instead of sort of the 6 months she was given, she actually had 2 years. Now, there could be all sorts of other background information to that, but there's no doubt it was in her mind and everyone else's that it was her attitude that helped prolong that. It isn't a cure, but it certainly makes you feel better and people round about you. Remember, your emotions and your thoughts are affected by everything round about you, the environment around you, the people you live or work with, the weather, what you eat, how you sleep. So being human means that you will have feelings of insecurity, inadequacy, unable to deal with things at times, and it's okay to be not okay. But this is not okay if it impacts on your daily life, and it will impact on your health. So when you're feeling these down on these days, you need to feel better about yourself. You need to feel super. You need to boost your self-worth and confidence, and that will actually help you feel better. You'll even feel super and ready to face the day ahead. So what sort of tips do we have? Well, life's full of changes. So you need to keep going on the down days and just recognise that changes happen. You mustn't let these changes get you down. Changes can be within your control and you can do something about it. But there are many things outside of your control and you just have to say, let it go. And in fact, I've had that tip. The problem with me is that because I think of all these tips and I talk about them, I often forget to do them myself. And recently, thank you to, I think it was Barbara, and there was Lynn, and there was someone else said, do you not remember these tips? In fact, I think they sent me a private message saying, Now, I think we know this lady called Pat that does these tips, so I have to be reminded about my tips as well. Although they're my good habits, when you actually get in a down day, kind of everything you know that's good for you goes out the window. So you need to see these challenging days as an opportunity to learn and focus your energy on in a more positive way. Also, the next tip is believe in yourself. I mean, on down days, you start having doubts, you've got self-doubts, and you think, I can't do this, I don't know, and it's all these things rattle around your head. And you need to believe that in your inner strength. We all have it actually, but it's because we're faced with challenging times that it kind of gets missed. So you need to understand that actually it's through the challenging experiences in life that you obtain your greatest strengths. So when you start recognizing this, then you will feel better and you'll know kind of what to do about it. And of course, if you don't take care of yourselves, you can't take care of others. And lots of us focus on taking care of everyone else. And of course, that's great. We need to do that. We're a community, we're human beings. But if you don't look after yourself, you'll not be able to take care of yourself. So the tip is look after yourself, take care of your responsibilities and your obligations. So I think when we neglect our responsibilities and our obligations, that will bring us down as well. But what you need, of course, when you're wanting to feel better, feel super about yourself, you need to be patient. Nothing happens all at once. You have to be patient and give yourself time and space. And I'm starting to laugh because I think my advice to lots of people is go to the bathroom. I mean, so many people, the bathrooms will be full, they'll be knocking on the door, your family won't let me in now, I need time and space. But you go where you can just have time for yourself, where nobody can interrupt you. And this time of crisis has actually allowed many of us this time, and space as well. But unfortunately, there are still lots of us, like our key workers, they haven't been given they don't have that privilege of time and space. So I think we should just take a moment to do our affirmation for them and just say, we thank you. In our minds, you are the superheroes. And it's just as short as that. It's just sending out that positive energy. The next tip is embrace life. I mean, when you have down days, sometimes even down moments, you start to think the world is against you. Everybody's against you. But this is just your mind being negative. You're doing this to yourself. So you need to learn to focus on the opportunities that this day or this moment is bringing you, and look at the situation from a different, more positive perspective. Another tip is never forget how powerful your mind is. I mean, it's just extremely powerful. You need to be aware of your thoughts all the time, particularly on down days, and you need to get rid of these negative thoughts. Open up your mind to positive new ideas, and by doing this, you will move forward more positively. Now, we've had to learn innovative ways during this lockdown, during this crisis time, and many people have stepped up to the plate. Lots of wonderful things being posted on social media. So every day you'll constantly have different situations that you come across, and what you find is it's as if there's this little voice in your head telling you what to do. And this is your self-talk. So if your self-talk is negative, then you're not going to be tackling these things in a good, positive way. And it's really about past conditioning. I've talked about that before. It's like, what are your beliefs? Are they yours? Have you been told that you'll never be able to cope with that? No, that's something out with your scope of understanding. And if you're constantly told that as you grow up and become an adult, you think, oh, I can't do this. You need to get rid of all this. And you need to start thinking, are these negative beliefs mine, or are they something that somebody else has told me? And of course, you can only remove your negative thoughts if you identify what they are and then use your mind to stop them. So you also can ask yourself, are these thoughts based on credible facts? and we've talked about this over these last videos, this last while. There's so much fake news. There's so many things posted online. I was listening to somebody who said that some of the pictures of the crowded beaches, they might be doctored pictures. So you have to be careful what you look at. And it means it's within your control to try and find a credible source, research it. And once you do, you can turn your negative, self-defeating thoughts by using, of course, positive affirmations. Just turn it around. Let it go. I am positive. I'm moving forward positively. Remember too, and I've said it earlier there, that you have inner strength and you need to learn to use it. You shouldn't be just relying on others for strength. Believe in your inner strength and know that you can deal with things, with anything. If you put your mind to it and you build resilience, you're able to face things in a different way. It's like coming up against a brick wall. People will say, well, people with resilience will go, well, I'm going to jump over that, knock it down, bump into it, smash through it. And you need the courage to do resilience and courage, really, to endure every day, no matter what life throws at you. Another tip, and it's a difficult one, I've talked about it before, is learn to love yourself. Now, you can do this through affirmations. And often when I talk about affirmations, a fabulous one, of course, to feel super about yourself is, I love you, is to say this. And of course, it can be quite difficult. So you can start out with just, I like you. But I love do you remember the parrot that was, I think it was in social media, where he was tapping the screen going, I love you, I love you. I mean, really be like that parrot and start thinking, I love you. So when you change how you feel about yourself, you will find that more positive things and people will be drawn to you. It's like the law of attraction. So stop doing and thinking things that bring you down. It's your choice. Another tip. Never let go of your vision. Now, this doesn't mean that you should want too much. Desire is a powerful motivator, but it's something, when you want something too much, it can cause you pain and hurt. And it can also be expensive. So, you're using money maybe to try and bring happiness to you, and that just doesn't work. So don't live beyond your means. Don't want things that are beyond your reach. It won't make you happy anyway. So people have hopefully learned in this time of crisis that there are many material things that they just don't need. So think of that. Don't let criticism from others. That's another one. And at this time, I'm finding there's been lots of support for people, but there are also lots of criticism and sniping. And I mean, it's terrible. When somebody just doesn't agree with you, all these people start criticising. You need to consider that if the criticism is constructive, and it comes from someone whose opinion you maybe value, then you can do something about it. And you can take action. But if the problem is somebody you don't value, it's just criticism, that's their problem. Just let it go. Ignore it and don't get angry. Let it go. Disappointments. We all have disappointments. Deal with the disappointments that life throws at you. Successful people, successful athletes, they experience disappointments as well. But what they do is they learn how to handle them, how to move forward, and they see them as opportunities to move forward and to learn. So they try and try again. They do this, and you can do too. You can do this as well by identifying your feelings, make a note of your thoughts and feelings, and then take action. The tendency is that when you get disappointed in someone or something, you start thinking negative thoughts and think everything's going to be a disappointment, and you don't really want to do anything in case there's another disappointment ahead of you. But as I say, the successful athletes, they don't win that race. They address it. What can we do? More hard work? Can we do more training? And of course, with the physical training comes their mind workouts as well, and they visualize, they have that, imagine them holding that first prize. Another tip, and it's a difficult one, I've talked about it before, is learn to love yourself. Now, you can do this through affirmations. And Overcoming your fears, that's another tip. When you overcome your fears, you will find that inner strength. You will feel stronger. I mean, it's okay to feel scared at times. Maybe when you're asked to do something new. Now, I talked about this before when I was having to do something maybe in court, or with other friends. I had a colleague, Bill, who was fabulous. And I said to him, I wish I was like you. And he said, what? I said, you don't seem to be scared of anything. Nothing phases you. You've got no fears. Oh, he said, no, 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 no. He said, the day that I don't have the butterflies in the tummy is the day I give up. And some actors see this as well. So you need some adrenaline. It's an adrenaline that will push you through. It's not such pressure that it becomes a stress, which can actually create illness. It can lead to illness, but you need that wee bit of a pressure. As long as you learn your lines or whatever, if you're an actor, you need to put the hard work in. But if you're doing that, then getting that nerves just before you maybe go on stage or before you do something new, that gives you the edge. And I mean, it is wonderful. And if you do the deep breathing, that actually can calm you as well, while still retaining that slight nerves, that slight edge. The deep breathing gives you relaxation, calming, but it also energizes you. Now, there's a wee exercise I want people to do. They can, this is something that you might want to listen to the video again, but the exercise is, I want you to describe yourself to yourself, no one else. This is just for you. So I want you to write down 5 words that you would say about yourself, not someone else, that you would say about yourself. Now, the reason for this is that some experts say that the first 5 words that you write down to sum yourself up is your self-worth. Now, just think about that for a moment. What that means is that if you're writing down negative words, then you really don't value yourself a lot. You don't have enough self-worth. Now, you can change this, because look down your 5 words again, and beside every negative word, turn that into a positive. Now, I'm just thinking again on my feet here. If you're like somebody says, oh, you're all over the place, it can be something negative, that you always seem to be in dreamland. Turn that to a positive, to say, no, I'm the one that comes up with good ideas, innovative ideas. You can turn nearly every negative word you have into a positive. And if you can't, you can learn to do so through the affirmations. So, and if you listen to yesterday's video, in fact, that can help as well. So if you've written your 5 words, and they are negative, then think of yesterday's video when I talked about achievements. So I want you to, don't worry that you've written negative words, but the next part of the exercise is think of the achievements. 5 achievements. Some 5 things that you have achieved that you're proud of. Now, people tend to think, oh, that's won a race, I'm winning an award. It's not. It can be anything. It can be, I made breakfast today for the family, and maybe you don't usually do it. I did an innovative exercise with the children. I managed to stay calm. All these things are achievements that you should be proud of. I've talked again in previous videos about this. I perhaps have said this story before, but I was lecturing to many years ago to returners to work, and I went into the hall, and the energy in that room was just so heavy and so negative. And it was mainly women, but this obviously that was just in the time, it's a few years ago. And I walked in and I thought, right, I changed my posture, so I need to bring myself up here. So I said to them all, now I'm going to introduce myself, tell you a bit of the background to myself. Now, I realised very quickly, there's no point in saying to returners to work, I don't know anything about them, to say, well, I've got this degree, I've got that, all coming across as arrogant and boastful. So I said I'm a mum and I've got children. And I said that I'm really pleased to be in front of you and I want to learn more about you. So it's putting your audience at ease. And then I said, now, if you would just go around the room, which we did, there was about 40 of them. And most of the phrases were, I'm just a mum. No, I'm just at home. And I thought, so I started saying to them, right, we're going to turn some of these negatives into positives. So I said, I want hands up. Does sometimes your children fall and you've got to put a plaster on their knee or something? And they're all, oh, yes, yes. I said, right, nurse. Do you have to take them to school in the morning? Oh, yes. I said, chauffeur. You're a driver. So I said, and maybe you're in a situation where not enough money's coming in, or perhaps your partner doesn't give you enough. Oh, yes. A few of them were nodding. I said, right, money managers. So we started giving them kind of to see that they're not just mums, they're not just a housewife, they're not just at home. They were having to money manage, time manage, lots of things, and becoming almost like health and safety people within the home. So, and of course, in this time of crisis, lots of people having my goodness, to become homeschoolers, which they've maybe done before. And instead of getting worked up about, oh, I've never been a teacher, lots of these people, the ones with inner strength and a positive outlook, are able to bring innovation into the learning for their children. There's one lady, I follow her and her wee boy, absolutely fabulous. I mean, she thinks up ideas for the wee boy to do every day, and it's wonderful just to watch. So the final tip is, and maybe I've been more talking about to feel better about yourself, but you can say it, I feel super today. So when you want to feel super, start the day with a positive mind and attitude. If you've had a down day yesterday or a down moment, then you waken up and say to yourself, this is my chance to feel super today. Or today is my chance to feel better, whichever one suits you, and I can handle whatever the day throws at me. And that's a positive affirmation. And remember, adjust your thinking. It's this change of mindset. Your thoughts become words. Your words become actions. Your actions become habits. So why would you want to have bad habits? You need to ensure that you have good habits and simple ones that you can use every day. And that kind of brings me to my Mind Bites meditation, feeling super about yourself. Now, the meditation I'm going to do is the one that I suggested to a group I was doing an online virtual workshop with, and I thought they were getting confused and upset about sort of where the situation was taking them in their workforce. And I did think, should I give them the golden path? And then I thought, well, no, that might create confusion. But I thought, there's so many things that we feel negative about ourselves, and then we have to turn these into positives. So I'm going to give you the chance to take the path that you want to take. And this Mind Bites meditation is called the Golden Path. So you remember that we always have our deep breathing, and you've got to have your feet on the ground and feel comfortable. Back straight, so don't slouch. You need to kind of feel as if your energy is pulling you up straight. So I want you to close your eyes, and then you take a deep breath in through the nose. Remember the diaphragmatic breathing, the tummy. You're blowing as if you're blowing a balloon up. When you breathe in, your tummy goes out. Hold and then relax. Now take another deep breath in through the nose. Hold and then exhale. Now I want you to think of something that makes you feel good, makes you feel super, but you're calm and you're peaceful when you think about this. Now take another deep breath in through the nose. Hold and then exhale. Now I want you to imagine a peaceful place, somewhere you have time and space. You feel secure. You feel a sense of calm. and yet you're also energized. Now imagine that in front of you is a golden path. You're being drawn towards it. You start walking. You're walking along this golden path. You feel good. You feel super. You come to a fork in the road. This path is now divided. There is a path to the left and there is a path to the right. Now take a moment to think. Do you go left? Do you go right? Now, which path is drawing you towards it? Does it make you feel more positive? Does it feel that you're going to still be calm and peaceful? Now I want you to take another deep breath in through the nose and then exhale. And I want you to say an affirmation to yourself. I am confident. I am enthusiastic. And I know that whichever path I take will be the one that I need to take. I will feel better about myself. And as I take that first step, you can see I feel better about myself. Nothing is going to stop you. You're in the moment. I feel positive. I feel calm. But I'm also confident and energized. Know that there are opportunities ahead of you and that you can take these opportunities with confidence. Now you can open your eyes and say to yourself, I feel better. I feel super. This is the adventure of my mind. So you can you can just shake your shoulders now and come out of it, stretch your arms and yawn or, just relax your body and mind. But doing this, when you do something in your mind like that, and it's kind of forcing you, which path do I take? It's using your intuition as well. And I've said before that often people will say to me if something has gone wrong, because I call myself an intuitive mentor when I do mentoring with anybody. It's not coaching, it's not counselling. I do mentoring, I do intuitive mentoring. And because of that, of course, if anything goes wrong with me, people are the first to criticise and go, well, that didn't work. And actually, when you self-reflect and look back, I didn't use my intuition, I used my head, and that's probably what went wrong. So using your intuition is very powerful, and the golden path exercise can help you learn that. And it's like you can almost get a fuzzy feeling that something's drawing you to the left or something's drawing you to the right. Now, actually, whichever path you take, you can make the best of what you're going to meet there by having a positive outlook on it. So these are very short meditations, but when used regularly, my ABC, they do work. And I've had to use them in bucket loads this May. As you all know, it's a difficult time, May, and a difficult time for lots of people. So thank you for watching. In fact, it's because of all of you actually that I find that it's inspirational. And it motivates me to continue. And I just love having everybody drop in and out. I post them up later so you can look at some of or all of the videos, choose one that you like or you want to return to. I don't do them on a Saturday and Sunday, so I'll be back on Monday. Now, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with these throughout the whole year. That's going to take a bit of a toll perhaps on me, but I'm going to do them, I think, certainly up until the end of the May, which is next week. So I'll have a daily one next week, and all have a fabulous weekend. And virtual hugs to everybody and kisses, and thanks for watching. It's been wonderful to have you with me this morning. Okay, bye.